All right, I had a super vivid dream the other night and I've been feeling into it and I really feel that it's meant to be shared. It wasn't just a message for me. So I'm going to get into it. If you're new here, my name is Amanda and I talk about energy, frequency, awakening, and, just integrating all of the different aspects of our ascension and awakening journey. So, I do have channeled messages sometimes, and I also just talk about what the journey is about. So welcome, and yeah. So this message, this vision, I suppose I should say, was very much connected to the ancestors. So let me get into it. So the dream itself, I was sitting in a room, like there was a lot of people in the room at a table, and the table itself, just to provide the full picture, was like lower to the ground, and it was a large table. It looked like a very large square, so I'm kind of like one on the timer. I'm kind of imagining the like a Japanese style table that's like a little bit recessed into the ground, if you know what I mean. And there was a bunch of people sitting with me, and then like all of a sudden I found myself at the table alone, like kind of at the corner of the table, and I looked around and like people had gotten up, they were in conversation over there, and then everybody just kind of filtered off and nobody paid me any attention. Nobody invited me to join their conversations. And I was like, what's going on? Like, why am I here all alone right now? And then I noticed that everybody was kind of wearing black and they felt really disconnected. That was the energy. Is like they were all wearing kind of muted, darker colors. And then as soon as I kind of like had this realization, it was like really quickly, these four older women started approaching the table and their focus was so intently on me. And they felt like wise elders, whether or not they were a generation older or a little bit older than that. It didn't even feel important. But what I noticed was that they were all wearing really bright and vibrant colors. And there was just, how dreams are. But the next thing I know, I'm kind of like, I got up and I'm standing in front of them. And like one of them stepped forward. It was like she kind of joined the group after, and it felt like she held the energy, if that makes sense. Um, I just saw 303 out of the corner of my eye, and 3333 has been coming up a lot. So it's a master teacher number. And the essence that I got from this energy was that the table was being cleared. Like my table was being cleared to be reset because it's my table. It's your table if you're resonating with this message. Now, I was also received, oh, I just saw 333. I looked up. So threes are probably really significant. It's also nine, not we're in a 9-year spiritual completion. And this is very much the energy of the message that I received when I was journaling about it after, is like, and what was kind of the feeling that I got from this is that there was this sense of graduation, and there was this sense of congratulation and graduation. So the ancestors, the women, the wise elder women, kind of like that crone energy, that grandmother energy, but they weren't super old. They were very full of life and literally vibrant down to the clothes that they wore. Like we're talking like bright pinks and things like that. um and and I'm talking like in the sense of energy, like the visuals themselves, like I can't even get the detail in my mind. It was more the feeling of it all, right? But it was like, thank you, you've made it, you've graduated, we've been waiting for you, and we're here to welcome you. But it's also like they're joining your table. Like the ancestors have been waiting to join your table because you were the one who was able to do the work that was necessary to clear the lineage, to bring everybody up. I just had this feeling, this essence, this image of breaking the chains. That was something that came through for me in a channeling session years ago when I was a little earlier on my journey, is that there was like this chain coming from the back of my heart chakra. And it was like I was pulling everyone forward. But it's like, you did it. Like, you succeeded in liberating the lineage. Is, whoo, I'm just like, ooh, I'm getting like chills as I say this. So they're congratulating you and welcoming you at the same time and thanking you. It's just like a lot of energy all at once. And as I'm speaking this, it's like, wow, the energy, it just feels really, really powerful. So like, whoever this is resonating with, 555, also I've been seeing a lot of 555s, change, transformation. Um, Whoever this is resonating with, like, you're carrying a lot of profound wisdom and energy, and you're probably a healer, a light worker, whatever you resonate with. You're here to be a way shower and a leader for the new earth. Like, you are meant to shine your light so bright. And part of my own journey has really been reclaiming my voice and my confidence and my worthiness. So perhaps some aspects of that resonate with you as well, because I've dealt with a lot of narcissistic energy in my life that tried to keep me down, that tried to make me feel small so that I would be kept small, like leaving, baby in the corner kind of energy at that table, right? They tried to make me feel not included and that I wasn't worthy, right? All of those energies. It wasn't even specific people in my personal life, which is why I also felt that this was like a not just a message for me. It wasn't, the faces of the elders were very vivid, but like, I don't know them. um one of them was blonde and the others were like, there was different races as well, so it wasn't even like just my ancestors. So it's also kind of like this, I I'm not overly witchy, but like a coven energy, I want to say. And I couldn't decipher the number of them, so it was either four and then the fifth stepped forward to make five, or it was five, and then, or it was three and then the fourth step forward. So it was like, if you included yourself in this group, it would be five or six. So take that as you will. That part of the message, it was like the numbers were important, but there was also two sets of numbers, if that makes sense, because it wasn't so vivid, but like that was very much part of what the message was when I was journaling about it. So I'm just trying to feel into this, and it definitely feels significant that it was female ancestors, because I had another, and it was all women. So that's why I got a little bit of a coven energy, the ancestor energy. So maybe this is a message more for divine feminines, divine feminine energy, if that's what you're working with and embodying in this lifetime. Again, like, gender isn't as important as the energy, the frequency, because divine masculine and divine feminines are energy that we all hold, right? Divine feminine and divine masculine energy, I meant to say, not feminines. So you could be a male embodying the divine feminine energy, right? So it was something I did take notes in my journal, so I just want to make sure they're like, yeah, it was like graduated to a spiritual rank in particular was the message that I got through. So it's like you've elevated, and maybe that 3-3 is kind of what I was feeling, is that you've elevated to like master teacher energy, perhaps, or this is the energy that is now available for you to begin to step into in this next phase of your evolution and expansion. So they're honoring you for accomplishing all that you have done, because this has been a lot of work to get here, to clear that dense, heavy energy, to break the chains of the lineage. I just saw that that card from one of the decks. Is it the Work Your Light deck? I pulled the Work Your Light deck. I also, it's like breaking the chains, right? That's a card from one of the decks that I have. That card just came to mind. And for claiming your rightful position, this is it. For claiming your rightful position at the head of the table. The table is being reset for you because it was always meant to be your table for you to invite people into, for people to approach. I just saw 10, 10, 10, 11, 1, 1, 1. So new beginnings. And one is also a leadership energy. So if that, resonates with you, if you have numerology of one as I do, and my soul contract is 9. So I feel like this is very much that, like, the dominant vibration. This is very much I just saw 3 again. Like the year, the 144, 144,000 frequency, and I see 1044 right now, 144, is the it's a 9, right? So that's the frequency that I feel a lot of us are graduating into that sense of embodiment, right? So it's not about like knowing, it's about embodied wisdom. It's about the being. I just saw 111 again out of the corner of my eye. So it's like from forgotten in the corner to the head of the table, right? So 1111. So we're walking through the threshold into this leadership mastery energy. I personally had a lot of other messages kind of as this dream was coming through, from the land of my ancestors. So for me personally, Ireland and Scandinavia. So those particular energies were coming through for me. And then I woke up yesterday morning. One of my specific ancestors came to mind, who I'm actually named after. And then I had the most interesting synchronicity yesterday morning with that country. One of the Scandinavian countries came through in such a fascinating way through my own mother. And she had no knowledge of any of this energy that I'm working with because she's not really on this vibe, if you get what I mean. But anyway, so yeah, I feel like as far as the dream messages, I feel complete with what like specifically wanted to be shared about that. I do have the decks here. So again, like if you're resonating with this energy, you probably are wanting to, or your ancestors rather, are wanting you to connect with them, and they might have a specific message with you, and it might be also reconnecting with the origins of your ancestry, like whatever land that is might be calling you to connect with more deeply, because the land holds codes for us. Like if you've ever been drawn to grid work, maybe that's another thing. Because the land literally holds energy and codes, and also, past life stuff. Last weekend, we had with a planetary alignment. It's another video that I want to talk to because it's very much this rebirth energy, 1313, if that connects with you. 44. We had this alignment through the portal to a threshold of this harmonic energy, but to operate in the frequency of harmony, you've got to clear the density. You've got to clear anything that is not in harmony, right? So what happened in the UK is these 2 major storms. We don't get the news from other countries, and a lot of, it's just, our news cycles are wild these days, right? So if you weren't aware of it, maybe you felt it energetically if you have ancestry connected to Ireland, Scotland, the UK. Because a lot of people in America do too, but also I know my videos are, I reach people that are not just in America, obviously. But so if you are in those regions, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you lived through it. Very intense storms. But there's a higher and a lower timeline for these storms, and what they're doing on the higher, and all the crazy weather events around the world as well, they're clearing the land, they're clearing the density, they're releasing souls that have been trapped, even is another aspect of what can be happening. And also soul fragments is what I was feeling, because I felt a lot of heaviness in my chest, my heart. And it was 1444. So yeah, it was like a lot of solar plexus, heart, and high heart clearing. It was like chest and lungs, and that's also where my cancer was. So, I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma years ago. That's another story for another time. But okay, so as I'm pulling out the cards, trust your path. If you knew you were supported, what would you do? And I feel like the message of that is like you are supported. The ancestors are supporting you. So be bold, go forth, like own your gifts, shine your light is very much, oh yeah. And have you answered your deepest calling? Warrior woman stepping out right here. And it felt like a very, very powerful energy from those I'll just call them the ancestors in uh in the dream. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word dream. So, yeah, maybe you've also been feeling a little bit like lack of clarity because we are in this like energy that's like clearing, clearing, clearing. And so just trust the process. Don't dim to fit in. Awakening, a new way of being, integration. These were all right there because I pulled them the other night. So I felt like, but let me clear the deck and like pull another couple cards. By the way, I know I got right into this message, but I did call in, the protection and support. And every morning I do that of the guides of the highest truth of light and love and all that. So, if you're drawn to this message, thanks for still being here because I've just been talking, talking, talking. And I hope that this resonates. So let's see if there's any other messages that want to come through. Whew. Okay, trust the niggle. Ooh, and then that one flew out. It's literally on the ground, so give me a moment. But I want to show you what was right there as well. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Oh my gosh, the dreaming, right? So, it's like that clearing out the old. It's literally the matrix versus the new earth. It was literally visually and energetically represented in the people too. So it's like letting go of those old connections that are not lifting you up might be a huge part of this. Okay, I kind of felt like that was maybe a little self-evident, so I think I didn't speak into that super clearly, but maybe somebody needs to hear this. Like, you might have to walk away or just energetically cut cords, hold boundaries. Oh, I did see the boundaries card before I shuffled. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So, oh my gosh, this is such a perfect representation. I didn't even consider that of the dream energy. It was like, there was more of like a warmer light. Like it wasn't a colorless reality, but it was like this was more the energy of the people, like kind of black and white and gray and lacking depth and substance, if you will, of the people who left the table and left me alone at the table. So maybe you've been in isolation in hermit mode, but this is you. This is your energy, vibrant, like colorful, like, but you're also like, you're not fully, or you haven't maybe felt fully like you're shining because she's still a little muted here and she's, excuse me, looking down. And maybe the throat chakra has been a huge theme as well, so maybe you've been working on speaking up and claiming your truth and speaking your truth. So yeah, okay, I feel like that's it for this deck. I thought this would be like a 10-minute message, and here we are almost 20 minutes in. But I have the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck as well. I'm gonna take a deep breath and just like clear the energy as I see if there's any messages from, okay, Spirit. Let's see, what messages do you have for us from this deck? Let's see if there's any other specific messages that are wanting to be shared from this deck, because I just felt like some resonance with this deck. I felt called to like have it next to us for this message. So let's see. Ooh. Oh my gosh, this is really interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, here we are. So this one I actually don't know very well. So let me just read it because this is right there when I opened the deck. Stranger, curiosity. Card is 53, so that's an 8, which is abundance. We're leaving that energy. And I'm recording this on the year of the snake energy too. So I don't know. I wonder if this is like, you feel like you've been in this stranger world, but now this like light, this vibrancy of the ancestors is like calling you forward, and there's this reflection energy. But you see all of this, like it's like literal magic is what I'm feeling from this card. So it's like maybe you're unlocking and activating your gifts, your magic, the fullness of who you are, but like actual literal magic. I'm getting like water and light and fire kind of energy from this, but also a lot of earth. He's literally got some wings there, so maybe you are being called to connect with the elementals. um, and I definitely have been getting messages about elemental energy recently myself, but the other, moving past fear of differences, curiosity, and acceptance. So maybe there's been a little bit of like self rejection or rejection of the gifts of this aspect of self and the ancestors or whatever, take it as it resonates for you. This is a defining moment. Take the risk. Life is like a precious diamond with many facets, not just one. That diamond frequency is a frequency that I've been connecting with for many years on my journey. And that stuck out. That's like the last paragraph of what is here. But the stranger, let me start from the beginning and read the message. The stranger moves through the world in a shroud of darkness that often elicits fear, rejection, and uncertainty. So maybe you've been feeling like that, like people don't understand you. As the danger of the unknown defines its very presence, because you're different. Yes, there is a veil of separation between you. Look closer and summon the courage to remain open to what you might find. You may be conditioned to look only for what mirrors what is safe and known to you, refusing to entertain any concept of other beyond something to fear. So yeah, this is very much feels like the safety of the old life, but it doesn't feel right for you. In order to broaden your world and your experience of it, you must refute the illusion that sameness is the only way. Nothing you expect externally matches up with the other, and you're challenged by your own inexperience, but don't miss this opportunity for learning. Something extraordinary is being offered to you now if you remain curious and teachable. Allow the newness to envelop you as you explore the possibilities. This is a departure from your expectations, but the stranger has come to invite you to dance to a new music. Love that. To a new tempo, a new sensation that will add more dimension to you and what you create as a result. Now is the time to leave room for other points of view, other ways of seeing with humility and grace. Leave room. It's like clearing the table, clearing the space to leave room for this new energy to come in for you to connect with it. And then repairing the veil was right there. Forgiveness. I very much feel like this is connected to that ancestral. So there was like beyond the veil, repairing the veil, this veil energy. It's like the veil is being lifted right now. And then forgiveness has been a huge theme. We also have 45, which is a 9-9 year. And this energy of I don't even know how to like explain this, but it just feels it's like a ribbon, but it also looks like DNA, right? So it's like the ancestral healing of the lineage in depicted form. And then it's just like, look at the vibrance of this card. So it's like this like dark, shadowy energy into this really vibrant reality by repairing the ancestral wounds. And there's a butterfly. So transformation energy. And let me see if there's, and I'll wrap it up after this one. Forgiveness, making amends, recognition of our unity. So maybe there is forgiveness of your parents, of your grandparents, of your ancestors, or self, or even the other people in your reality, like the people who are meant to leave the table right now. Like forgive also, because that will allow freedom and spaciousness. So between us all is a thin veil appearing to be a space that separates us. We look through this veil and believe ourselves to be distinct from each other. We assume that our thoughts and feelings are our own. We see bodies and objects and the spaces between them, so we engage the world in relationships between a duality of us and them. This veil serves as a mysterious illusion, making it so hard to believe in our inherent connection and unity. We can't always remember that what we do to someone else, we at the same time do to ourselves. When we claw at the veil betrayal out of fear, anger, jealousy, or resentment, manipulate another, misuse our power, or allow someone's actions to diminish us, we create a wound felt by many, not just those in the smaller direct relationship. Now is the time to examine where your actions have caused difficulty or harm to someone else, and also where you have been the recipient of harm. Regardless of what you are on, it's important of what side you are on. It's important to take responsibility for healing this rift by bringing love, compassion, deep listening, and presence to whatever is not in harmony. And this is exactly what this planetary alignment that's exactly what I was saying before, like releasing what is not in harmony. Separation is not harmony. It's separation consciousness, right? Do this for you and for your own liberty. It's like what I was saying. As you become an unwitting hostage once you take the role of perpetrator or victim, both positions of weakness. Let go of all your resentments, know your part in the dynamic, and make the appropriate amends with that newfound wisdom and understanding. Healing, forgiveness, and mending what is broken in your world is a sweet, much needed declaration of freedom. Wow, that's a really beautiful, powerful message. And I feel like both of these cards were essentially talking about leaving separation consciousness and entering unity consciousness, and forgiveness, I feel, is the key to that. So we clear this space for what is aligned to come into us, and we clear that space energetically by forgiving and releasing. So we allow people to do what they will with their own free will, and we surrender, let go, and let God to bring in what is truly for us. And then, those other people may come back around and they may not. So what we can do is take care of our own energy and reclaim our power and take back any energetic, oh, I saw the contract card too. And so this feels also like any contracts that need completing, just do what needs to be done to be able to clear that, because this is how we enter this more vibrant, colorful, bright, shiny reality. Sunshine, golden energy, very much. But it's like gold and rainbow is the frequency. That's why the diamond stuck out so much, because that is like the crystalline consciousness, the rainbow aurora frequency that we are entering. I just saw 2727. Which is 99 as well. So yeah, powerful, powerful messages coming through. And if you're still with me here this far into the video, thank you so much for being here. I really hope this resonates. I would love to hear in the comments if you've been feeling this ancestral energy coming through, but also this like kind of sense of graduation, what you've been working through, because like when we go through these portals, like it can be a lot, because all that old stuff comes up. It's like stuff that you already felt like you dealt with probably as well. So yeah, powerful, powerful time. And, we've got the lunar new year, and then spring is still a couple months away. So it's like, and then we have this harmonic alignment of 6 planets, and Mercury will be in and out again. Mercury aligned on Saturday, and it will again on February 28th. And we have this 6 planetary alignment. And if you include Earth, it's 7 through like for another whole month. So we have a portal. We have a powerful portal that we're working with right now. Okay. I had some really incredible downloads of what is coming next for me. And I also want to share that my school has been totally upgraded. There are like 10 different courses. Some of them are like really short and concise, like tools and tips and energetic cleansing and breath work and things. And then there's like the full shebang, Luminary, which is like truly about walking that path of mastery and rebirthing into wholeness and radiance as the light that you are. So you get access to everything with that, and a bunch of activations that I have created that have been guided. The 8 Golden Keys to Abundance includes a bunch of them. So many things. So I'm gonna include that link below, and then of course I have my book, Let There Be Light, Liberating the Heart of Humanity to Create Heaven on Earth. So yeah, if you feel called to go deeper, the links will be in the description below. I'll maybe link it in the comments as well. Just like so much magic is coming through going forward as well. So I just am feeling so much upgrade energy, and maybe you are too. So anyway, I'm sending you so much love, onward and upward. We got this. And now is our time. Now is our time to shine. So thank you for being here. Like, subscribe, comment. So appreciate that help because it helps other people see it too. Boost the algorithm. So I'll see you soon.